got somebody out here. It's Pat Kennedy. He's one of the local extortioners. He knows I keep an eye on him, though. It's good to keep an eye on him, right? Turn this fan down a little so it's a little quieter. And look, half the battle. Who you harassing, Kennedy?
What's that?
Who you harassing?
You! Did you come to visit me?
Well, I'm seeing what you're giving this guy trouble for. What's that? Always speak candidly with them. I don't pretend that they're the. Never pretend an extortioner is the good guy. Now I have a little more confidence. Don't mistake this though. It's still dangerous dealing with cops, but I have a little confidence because these guys know me, right? They know I'm not going to use violence or anything like that. So we have kind of an understanding, I guess, which doesn't mean that they're not dangerous. Always exercise caution. Here, turn the truck off for a second. See, I'm parked. Now I'm not operating a motor vehicle. Here, let's get a look. There he is. That is Patrick Kennedy. He's notorious in this town for harassing and collecting, and sometimes kidnapping and arresting. You doing any good, or are you just giving the locals trouble?
No, you're giving me trouble.
No, what did you stop this guy for?
Traffic violation.
What kind of traffic violation? Hey, I got a question for you. Why do they always run?
One question.
What kind of traffic violation?
Expired tabs.
He's parked in front of his house.
You don't know that.
Okay. Is it illegal to park? Is it illegal to park on the street?
Take care.
I haven't finished talking to you yet.
I'm done talking to you.
Hey, wait up. I'm not done talking to you. Hey, come on. Hold on. Let's have a conversation.
I answered your one question. I was polite.
Is there a law that says I can only ask one question and you're not polite? I want to know why you're giving the guy trouble.
Goodbye, Gavin.
Have a good one. Try not to harass people, okay?
You too.
And he's probably moving the trailer, right? It's clearly an older RV. He's probably trying to move it from one point to the other. They're harassing. They're collecting. We call it out. We call out their extortion. We call out the petty fines and the for-profit endeavors that they're engaged in instead of keeping the people safe. We have people locked up in illegal jails and dragged into illegal courtrooms all over the nation. And what do our police do? They take them there. They hold them there. They lock them up in chains. The police, the Blue Line, is responsible for all the violations. Because while the politicians and the cronies, they're coming up with the ideas, it's the Gestapo that are enforcing those ideas at the point of a gun. And so people will say, oh, just follow the law, right? Well, the law is that you don't get violated. The 7th Amendment says no penalties over $20 without a trial by jury.
Are you Gavin?
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Dave Bumstead. I just want to say I appreciate you.
Good to meet you, Dave. Thank you.
That's basically what I want to tell you.
It was just, Kennedy was just out here with some guy getting his extortion fees. I'm guessing it was somebody trying to move a camper or something that the tags were.
Just like Jesus said, it's a spiritual battle. You
right.
know what I mean?
And to me, loving your neighbor as yourself is where it's really at.
That's where it is.
And part of that is speaking out and being willing. See, people think I hate cops, but when I walk up and I call a cop out, I'm actually loving Pat Kennedy enough to say, dude, you're just a thug. You're just out ripping people. Funny. All right, man.
God bless you. I'm glad I got a chance to say hi.
Hey, good to see you. Take care. Have a good weekend.
Keep praying for you, buddy.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Guys, there's good people out there that understand and that care, and we have to all get together. We got to unite, set aside our faction. Carry on that message. No, I'm not super cool with him running away from me like that. I'm going to look around town a little bit, see if I see Kennedy, because he owes the people an explanation. If there's somebody like that he's harassing that's not hurting anybody and that hasn't committed a crime, where are you? It's a small town. I am looking somewhere to find you. He probably went and hid at the department. They like to do that for me, and we'll go drive down there. This is what they do. They run inside the locked, secure area. At least if we can kind of push them back into their office, they're not out on the street hurting people, right? If you're gonna have gangbangers in your town, at least get them back in their office. I'm keeping the camera on the mount because there's so many distracted driving laws. Of course, the police, they can drive distracted in any manner you can possibly conceive of, but they can actually write us tickets in Washington for drinking coffee while driving. I see them all here. Is Kennedy in the car? I don't see him. He's hiding. They're hiding inside. But you know what? I think we got the message across, so we keep speaking out. If everybody in town would do it, if you would do this in your community, your local blue gang, the blue syndicate, would start to retreat. It doesn't immediately fix the problem, but it does have a positive effect on your community when you speak out. When you call a robber, when you call a thug, doesn't mean they don't ever do any good. That's not the point. They live by theft and extortion and harassing other people.
This recorded according to Washington State Court rules.
That's a judge decision.
The judge is required to notify us in writing.
The judge says to stop. And she'll put that on the record. Do you want to step out?
But no, I don't want to step out.
Okay, I'll talk to the judge.
Sir, would you please come with me? On what grounds?
Stand up.
No. Stand up. Who stands with me?
Why are you taking him out? You're taking me too, dude.
Yeah, might as well take us all. Take us all. Take us all. Come on out.
No, take us off.
Whoa.
They're taking him out.
Nope.
The judge does not override the Sixth Amendment, sir.
Listen, you notified the court that there would be cameras here. How dare you violate this people's liberty?
You guys, here it's called the Constitution. You guys taking over things.
Did somebody grab that camera up front? Somebody go with Nathan.
I got it.
Somebody go with Nathan. Keep a camera on him. He went out the door.
All right.
Corey, here, let me see.
It's on there.
All right, folks, so
Assaulted.
they just arrested Nathan and threw him out of the courtroom. These people, they have no respect for the Sixth Amendment, for the Constitution, or for the law. These people swore an oath. We notified this court that there would be filming in this courtroom. They are required by law. This judge is required by law.
Yeah, I'm gonna sit down.
This judge,
Sir, be
we
quiet.
notified you, ma'am, that we will be recording in this courtroom.
Sir, I'll make a decision on it pretty soon. Go sit down.
You just
Drug him out.
advisors out of the courtroom with the police. The police just attacked us.
You don't have an advisor, sir.
We are his advisors. And we notified the court of that.
You don't have an advisor, sir.
We notified the court in writing that there would be filming. The
And who
court,
are you, sir?
I'm a friend of the defendant, and we
Who
notified
are
you.
sir?
I am a citizen of the United States of America, ma'am. Did you swear an oath to the United States Constitution?
Sir,
Did you swear an oath to the United States Constitution? Folks, we've got to take back our court. Who will rise and stand in defiance of this lawlessness?
Arrest us all.
Who will stand in defiance of this lawless
I don't know
court?
who you are, but I'm telling you to be quiet.
I'm telling you, you are in contempt of this court. Do we need to arrest you, ma'am?
Mr. Sashteen, come on back. Sit down, please.
You go get Nathan and you return him to the court.
No, sir.
Yes, ma'am, please.
Sir, if you can't be quiet and respectful
Nathan
of the
is
court,
with
you're-
us. He's a helper in here. He's been helping tell research. He was removed from the courtroom. Within the court rules, ma'am, within the court rules, we notified the court that we would be filming.
Notifying the court is not sufficient. We do have a representative from the...
No, that's not true. We notified the court that we will be filming. The court is required to respond in writing with an articulatable reason under the court
At
rules.
the time of trial, and that's what I'm doing.
Okay,
You will
then
sit down or leave.
let's return.
You will sit down or leave.
Return my brother to the courtroom.
Sir, you will sit down or leave.
Will you return my brother to the courtroom?
You will sit down or
Will you,
leave.
if I sit down, will you address that at least?
Is the...
Will you address that if I sit down?
I
question
told
about my
you
brother?
I will run the court. You will sit down or leave.
This is the people's court, ma'am.
I'm aware of that. You will sit down or leave, sir.
Will you please address my question if I comply with that?
You will sit down or leave. This is my courtroom.
No, this is our courtroom. How dare you say that this is your courtroom? This is the people's courtroom.
The people, I am the one that controls the courtroom. Officers,
You control the
this
courtroom
gentleman
within
will
the
either-
boundaries of the Constitution,
This
ma'am.
gentleman will either leave or sit down and be quiet.
Who will stand in defiance? Block the door.
Throw me your phone.
No, that's excessive.
Ladies and gentlemen, justice! Justice requires... Are you gonna tase me, bro?
Stand up! Stand up! Stand up!
What, are you gonna kick me in the
Are you
head?
gonna tase him?
You're twisting my arm, gentlemen.
Tase him!
Oh my God.
Get your other arm right there. How dare you treat this off my brother?
We want to adjust the court!
Ladies and gentlemen, this is not justice.
This is not justice!
Get his elbow. Wait, Corey.
Why are you abusing us?
Harvey Jesdal.
You're not doing Your job is to uphold the Constitution, Harvey. I'm not upholding the Constitution.
Sir, you're under arrest.
Are we recording this?
You are under
I
arrest.
declare you in violation.
You're under arrest.
Gentlemen, and I request
Under arrest of what?
that you uphold your oath.
Double lock this.
Double lock them, man.
For resisting,
Double lock them.
among other things.
That's awful tight there, buddy. You're hurting my hand.
Just a sec, if you calm down, we'll take care of
I'm
this.
very calm this whole time.
You know what? Why aren't you arresting us
So
all?
I find you're all about people's
Okay,
You're going to arrest us all? Why are you arresting him?
yeah, will you listen to me? Okay. This is the situation we're in right now.
Arresting? He's not
I want to roll you on your side. I want to roll you on your side. And I'm going to get you up.
What are you pushing it for? You want to start pushing? I'm a little bigger than you. You're not here to start a brawl.
All right, please. Just
Not resisting. Quit fucking pushing. Slow down. We're not here to start a brawl.
Well,
Don't touch me, just let me stand.
Hang on.
Let me stand.
Let me get the tail out of the way.
You got a freaking badge on your shoulder.
Corey, I still run it. I can handle myself, gentlemen. I can handle myself.
Come on up.
I don't know how to start it, Gavin. Sorry.
Bo. Yes. Yes.
We got cameras rolling on.
Good, he's got cameras. I don't understand it, but I'm sorry. You guys are gonna
We must stand and start upholding law.
Not the other way around, buddy.
We must stand and start demanding these people uphold their oath. Don't get aggressive. Keep the cameras rolling, guys.
We get through here.
This court is in defiance. We filed the motions. We filed the paperwork.
you guys are
You just arrested everybody else.
It's the judge's order.
Okay. I don't care about the judge. You know, when the system gets so corrupt, compliance doesn't work.
Okay, well, it's the judge's order.
Your kid used to get
Sir, will
beat
you,
up on
will
the
you
nerve
sit down or
chasing your
leave?
cop.
Will you sit down or leave?
I'm sitting down.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Seim, will you sit down or leave?
I want to be arrested.
Is there anything I can do or say to make you?
Yeah, but you can bring the people back and quit acting like thugs.
That's not one of the things.
You said, is there anything? I answered your question.
Okay, I can't do that.
Yeah, I'm tired of what you can't do. You started this thing by creating a crime, and then this is what it turns into, and you expect everybody to kiss your boots and comply.
Do not.
Yes,
Will
you
you
do.
sit down or leave?
No, I'll be arrested.
Officer Ridley, just take him into custody, please. Thank you. Just cooperate.
What's that? My wife. That's personal property.
That's fine.
Mine too, but you grabbed it.
All right, thank you. You guys have cars out here, right?
We'll go out this way.
Okay.
What's the charge, by the way?
Bunch of thugs. They don't have any, there's no
What's the charge, by the way?
No reason this should be.
Contempt of court. The court isn't in session.
All right,
Where's
sir.
the judge that we're
Did
contending?
the judge vacate the
No, the judge has told me that you either sit down or leave, and that's what we're gonna do. I'm giving you a lawful order.
You don't have to be arrested.
Will you sit down or leave?
I think I'm willing to sit down.
What do you want from us?
And I'll let those to be open.
He wants to get arrested.
Sir.
We're standing because we're told about something happened to this young man.
Yes, he does.
He's
So I will. Oh, I didn't recognize you. Okay, have a seat.
and this poor guy right here.
I don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna tell the judge, everybody here has agreed to be calm and not disrupt the court.
No, we didn't agree to that. I agreed to sit down.
Okay, but if you do, understand that the same thing could happen again, and I don't want that. Just understand that, just hear me.